A troubadour of sound, Jim White with us in the Bing Lounge this afternoon. Welcome back to Portland, my man.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being here. So, and also congratulations, another birthday you just celebrated. So another winter survived, right?
Yeah, I'm proud of those birthdays. I didn't think I was going to make it this far. So we're all into this is all like icing on a very nice cake.
The cherry.
Yeah.
After 50, it's all downhill anyway, so it's a good thing. So we've got him at Dante's tonight. We've got new music. It's been a while. Where It Hits You, the new album. I got to listen to it last night. Very sparse. I'm used to a lot of different, like what we just heard there. I'm used to a lot of different sounds. What's the difference on this new one?
I was clinically depressed when I made it.
That does make a difference, does it?
Yeah, notes. It's heavy. It's like there's a heaviness, and you just say, okay, I can't carry all these notes today. I'm only going to carry like this little light note, and it's going to have to make it through the day for me. But I'm feeling better now.
So it took you about, what was it, a good 6 years to get this one out. I had also read on your website where you said you pretty much dissect the song. What you write in your head goes through a whole bunch of different steps before it finally makes it onto the album, right?
Yeah, there's levels of confusion that it has to pass through. So it's sort of like it's like a video game. It starts here, and it has to jump up the little ladder and climb there, and then fall off and get zapped, and then come back later on as some monster, and then redeem itself. And then the songs go through a lot of. It's labor intensive.
And it's just a small part of your artistic creativeness, isn't it?
Yeah, I always put it this way. It's like if you were given the assignment to build a tree, most sensible people would dig a hole. They would put the roots in first, and then they would put the trunk on, and then they would put the limbs on, and then they would put the twigs on, and then they would put the leaves on. But for some reason, my methodology is I go looking around for a bunch of pretty leaves. And then when I get a big enough pile of them, I start throwing them in the air until I can figure out a nice pattern in the air. And then I try to figure out how to attach twigs while they're floating in the air. And what happens is you make sort of a Dr. Seuss tree instead of a Germanic Scandinavian tree.
But I think that's exactly what makes you who you are, too, because that makes you who you are with your art, with your videos, with everything else you do. This man is not just a musician. I'm sure we've got some good fans of Jim here today. Not just a musician. He's an artist. He's a videographer. Jesus in the Motorhome, was that yours? Was all that?
Well, no, I collaborated with a friend of mine, Zach Passero. But yeah, there's a music video for If Jesus Drove a Motorhome, which I thought would create world peace, that song. I imagine it as a logical follow-through after John Lennon's song, Imagine There's No Heaven and all that. I just figured I'd put it in a redneck Southern context.
So do you find your music taking you, let's put it this way, do you find with your music, do you see it visually? Because so much of your art is visual. Do you see music visually?
I never thought about that, but yeah, it makes sense. We were actually talking in the van about 3/4 time versus 4/4 time, and I couldn't think of how it worked in my mind, but I said, if you can draw me a picture of it. So yeah, I think there's a lot of visual. I'm a visual thinker, definitely.
And I hear that you're starting to really dig the producing side, too. Is that because it keeps you at home a little bit more, and you're able to produce?
Well, you learn what you learn, and you hope to help other people along the way, and that's where I feel like I've learned enough about standing in front of crowds of people and exposing my naked soul. Now I'd like to help other people do that.
Well, once again, Where It Hits You is the new album. And I'm telling you, it is a wonderful honor to have you guys in the Bing Lounge this afternoon. We've got him at Dante's tonight. Once again, please give it up, Jim White.
I'd like to dedicate this song to one of the Pacific